I moved from my hometown because I felt like an alien. I felt like I was an alien, and that's not me talking down on my hometown. I love my hometown. If I could be making the money I'm making and be in my hometown, I'd be there in a heartbeat. But those two factors are not aligned in the universe. But I had to get out of there. I always felt weird from the moment I touched down in my hometown in Columbus, Georgia. I think I maybe had not even been on ground 12 hours before I was roasted. Got moved in and went to school that next morning. Immediately walked in the classroom, was the guy that had the chain with the wallet, the Osiris skateboard shoes, the ethnic skateboard shoes, the wide leg jeans, the wide leg flared out hoodies. You know, the stuff that's cool now because your favorite rapper wears it. That type of stuff, it was not in when I entered in the early 2000s. So it was immediately roasted, was immediately an outcast, immediately felt different from middle school and never felt any different. I ran into some people that were good people that connected and like accepted me for who I was. But for the most part, I was considered weird and called every other name that, you know, if you're in the hood or whatever, that you get called, not desirable. And that's just, you know, the honest, you know, fact of what it was. But one of the great things is that since I started traveling and stepping out into the world as I am, like I'm here, in California, as I've shared who I am and been around in multiple places. You know what one of the interesting things is that I've found acceptance in other areas outside of my area. And that was the big empowering thing for it. I don't know if there's someone out there that you're in a small town or you feel like the alien of your area, your family, your job, or whatever. Just know to always be expansive. Most of the time when we're alienated from stuff, that's to box you in, and we normally box ourselves in. But take a step and a moment back and ask yourself, hey, what if in Hawaii, people that are like me are the shit, and there's other people like me that are into the same things? Never limit yourself. I spent so many times as a young adult where I kept myself in my hometown till I finally broke that cord, which I'll talk about on another video. Y'all subscribe so that you can see more of that story. But before I finally cut the cord, I kept myself in my city probably 5 years longer than I normally really needed to. And the reason that happened is because I was scared, because I was no used to being alienated and put into a box that I no longer, as I became a young adult, had people putting me in those boxes, but I was doing that shit for myself. I was telling myself, oh, I was good. I've come out to places in California, and in California is so damn big. I went into neighborhoods in California and been looked at as an outcast, and I went right, like literally 2 or 3 miles over and been considered a damn walking God on earth. So much respect, so much kindness. People like me. I don't even have to change. The way I dress is cool enough. The way I talk is cool enough. And I want to encourage you where you may be feeling alienated or like things aren't the way that, you know, like they need to be and you're not being included. Accept that and expand, because there are some people that's just like you out there. Believe it or not, as weird as you may seem. Now, I ain't talking about no damn crazy shit. You can put a disclaimer on that. I'm talking about none of that dumb shit. I'm talking about consider it different for the environment that you're in. Know that there is an environment for you. And it's so beautiful. Like with social media, you can, I mean, I'm not telling anyone to do social media, but if you chose to, you have a right to just pick your phone up and share who you are. And if you keep at it with time, people that are into the type of shit that you're into and into things like you are would end up, you know, being accepting of you. And I got out. I was so scared, and I finally made the trip to get out. And it was a trip from hell. I'm not even gonna lie. It was a lot of shit going on that trip, but I kept the end point in my mind that my car did make it. And I went from there to Florida. A whole nother 2 other videos on that. Y'all gotta subscribe to watch that. But when I finally put it in my mind that I was going to be at my destination no matter what, no matter how crazy and weird and oddball it seemed, that I would be at my destination. And therefore, I have arrived at my destination. I encourage you, we're still traveling, we're always moving, that you can reach your destination. You may be weird, you may be considered outcast, and there may not be people like you, seek to expand and meet more people out of your environment. If your environment ain't working, you start working your other environments. I never limited myself. See, I even had people would make fun of me for having a variety of friends or people that I knew. You know why? It's because I never know where the great information is going to come from. You know, that's the downside of people. If you are one of those people that are alienating other people, you never know where your miracle may come from. The people that you're alienating right now may be the same people you may need to go to a damn job for tomorrow. You know, a business opportunity alone, I've seen it happen with people where literally the thing that they really need years down the line, they have to go through the same person or a person like the person for the characteristics that they alienated them for. You got to go through that type of person. So if you got a problem with blank, fill in the blank people, and then you watch 5 years when you're trying to keep your house from going into foreclosure and look what's sitting across that desk from you. That's the downside of alienating people. And I'm not saying that kids need to learn this lesson. I think parents should be teaching kids this lesson, but that's a whole nother video. That you should never alienate people. You know, you never know who you're going to deal with in the future and who you may have to deal with in your home. You know, I've seen people that alienate a certain type of people and found those very same people in their home, an integral part of your family now. And, you know, people may not want to accept that, but it's happened. And if you are being alienated, don't be locked into your city, your group of friends, people that look like you. Open up your horizons, because if you start to open up your horizons will start to open up to you. So one of the people, or one of the main proponent people that got me out of my small country town to start exploring and traveling, and now here in California, was a man by the name of Patrick Fitzgerald. He owned Fitzgerald's Pharmacy. For the people that are from Columbus, Georgia, know it was the pharmacy right across the street from the food stamp office and the public service office in our hometown. It was called Fitzgerald's. And he also, most people didn't know, owned one of the first jazz clubs in Columbus, Georgia. It was called Blues. It was a cigar bar. A whole nother story. First place I ever had a drink. Wasn't supposed to be having a drink, but you know, life happens. And I found out years later, after him inspiring me to get out of my hometown, that he, the whole time, had cancer and ended up passing away. And he stayed very silent about this. I knew nothing about this, but this man, I mean, the stories and the videos I could make about the things this man has done for me, to, you know, paying for me for a place to stay and giving me rides to a job. And it's just so many remarkable things. But him inspiring me to leave my hometown was, I was working in a pharmacy with him. He was a pharmacist, I was the pharmacy tech. And through talking, you know, he got to know that I had aspirational value or wants for myself. And he threw different things out there. And he said, well, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I want to write movies or make movies. So I'm a video nerd. And he said, well, I said, well, what can I do? He said, well, find someone that's done what you do or what you want to do, and listen to, consume everything that they have to say about it, listen to what they talk about, and do what they say do, or observe and mimic what you see them doing, because what they've done is got them to a certain level of success, and that would in turn get you somewhere in that friggin' direction to make it happen. So I found a book by Thomas Lennon and Robert Ben Garant. I'm sorry, I'm country if I mispronounced the name. It was about writing movies for profit, and he talked about you needed to be in California. And I kind of shocked me. I kind of read it like, haha, that sounds like a good ass fantasy. But when I went and told Mr. Petty, he said, well, get up, sell everything, you move to California. And I'm like, well, I own a house. I got a pretty decent job. I got a couple of vehicles. I'm fine. Everything's good. I can't just up and do it. He said, well, if you want to go after it. And he kept pushing me and hammering it on my head. And I started reading around the idea that if it were that easy for me to partially participate in something that I wanted to do, then everybody would be doing it. Nobody would be going to freaking work. Everybody hates their freaking job. Let's keep it real. You know, no one's enjoying work. You know, we're doing what we have to do to survive. It's just the nature of the beast, you know, and part of this game. But, you know, if it were this easy to partially participate in the goal, the dream, or whatever you're going after, I'm not telling you to do no drastic dumb shit. Use measure, because I use measure. And I had a few detours on my way to where I was supposed to be. I got there, but also too is like, you can't partially participate in whatever the hell you're trying to go after. And Mr. Pat, I told him I was scared. That was my big thing. Mr. Pat, I'm scared. He said, have no fear. He told me, how many times in the Bible does it say have no fear? He knew the exact number. It says no fear in the Bible. And I started doing that shit. And I kept, focusing on it. And I was like, oh, but I gave every excuse in the book. And he had an instant rebuttal for me to make that move and go after that life I wanted to. And through him constantly pushing, and then me actually like developing like a self-belief in myself, I was able to transform myself from being this person that was in fear and thinking that, okay, you can partially participate in your life, or being that person that I was like, okay, you got to get your skin in the game. And it's true. And it seemed like, oh, I can participate. Like, we think so many careers and things, it's our own fear. Like, okay, you saying, oh, you want to be in this. Why wouldn't you be in the aspect where there's people like, one thing I was telling a friend of mine from back home is that you can be in California and you can get a job at a film studio, like a big one. You can go get a job at Fox. Fox is hiring right now. It don't take no special access. You can go to the website, look up careers, or click at the bottom for careers. That's some free game. Click at the bottom for careers, and they will show you all the jobs. But to be honest with you, depending on what industry it is, especially like the industry that I'm in, most jobs are going to require a lot, more of you to just be at your hometown or space. Especially, again, it depends on your industry. But I know for my industry, so I don't make films, and I'm in Oklahoma. I'm not dissing Oklahoma, but I'm just being real, is that there's more job opportunities where you could come and be a janitor for Fox, and work your way around the company, or see how this business actually runs. Because in working in like private protective services around a lot of 5-star environments, I've seen how multiple industries run. How what the winners do and what the losers do, what the people that make you just say, wow, you're inspiring, to what the hell, how the hell did you get money? I've been all across the board. But Mr. Pat instilled that will in me, and I end up making those big sacrifices that everyone would look at some of the sacrifices I made, like being under 30 and owning a home, and giving that up, signing the property back over to the man. Keep the money, all that, signed all that stuff back over, leaving my stability of income for uncertainty, which the Florida stories, boy, y'all gotta subscribe for that shit. You see some interest in this shit. I'm trying to not make it as damn sentimental, but some of the shit is just, I'm giving y'all just the real aspect of shit. But he inspired my ass to get out there and keep pushing and keep going and keep pushing and keep going and keep pushing and keep going, and to have no fear. And whatever you're trying to do, and it may be fearful and scared, I'm gonna tell you, I was scared as hell flying on that plane to come out to California. When I tell you I was shaking, I was on that plane by myself. I came here to California, didn't have a whole gang of people, didn't really know no one. And that I still hear that voice, well, no matter what your spiritual beliefs is, have no fear.